And Bayern win again, ladies and gentlemen. How are you all doing? I hope you're having a fantastic day. So Bayern have won again, ladies and gentlemen. Because quite frankly, there's only one victory, one winner, and as the song goes, we are the champions. Fifth title. Number 5, fifth title, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I like the most about this game? It's that we didn't really deserve to win it. That's what I like about this game, that we didn't deserve to win it. Let's be completely honest here, alright? First half, we were great. Second half, we got completely outplayed. Do you know who we should thank for this victory? It's Favre. The second he subbed out, off Haaland, I was like, okay, perfect. Now it's time to win it. Because without Haaland, I can't see them winning. He was the only person that was really causing us trouble. And once he was subbed out, I was like, okay, perfect. We're going to score a goal now. Now, for me, the worrying thing... Actually, how should I start? Okay, let's talk about the positives here. Let's talk about the positives here, ladies and gentlemen. So, first off, the positives. We won. We've won. And I quite liked what I saw of Musiala, Zirkzee, as well as Richards. Richards, he didn't really have too much to do defensively, but I thought he still did, the few times he was asked, especially, towards the 89th, 90th minute, and he was asked a few times, and he stepped up to the task. So for me, brilliant. Obviously, it's just a very small sample size of him at right back, but still brilliant, in my honest opinion. In terms of what I didn't like to see was Lewandowski. Lewandowski was visibly tired at the end. You could tell by the 60th minute, usually, when he tries to close down players, he didn't do that anymore. He couldn't run anymore. There's a few times during this game where he got the ball and it kind of tripped over it in a very weird fashion. Where it's like that almost. And it was just weird to see, honestly, but it is what it is, I guess. He got some rest against Hoffenheim, and he played, not the full 90 minutes today. So that's one positive, which kind of shows, Flick's intention, because obviously Lewandowski would be our first choice penalty taker, but he took him off and was like, okay, we'll get a goal. We can see this out. And obviously Lewandowski got the assist for Kimmich, so essentially trusting Youth, being like, yeah, I trust you all to hold on for the next 10 minutes. Obviously the whole team wasn't Youth, but the point still stands. Coleman is the same as he always is, which is frustrating. Coleman, he gets into all these great positions, but then just messes up the final pass. It's kind of frustrating. Now we're back. And in terms of positives, another positive, Tolisso. I thought Tolisso did relatively well. Obviously, a lot of people are currently, I don't understand why, honestly, they're currently thinking very negatively of him, and to me that just doesn't make sense. Obviously I thought he played very well when when the season started, and since then he's just been a little bit unfortunate with injury, so I just don't think he's really had time to get into the team under Flick. And I thought his performances have been getting. Obviously the performance against Hoffenheim was shambolic, but it's not like he was the only shambolic player, in that game. But I felt like today he looked like his usual self, and exactly what I would like to see. Scored the first goal, which was a brilliant counter, I have to say. It started off with Davies, who also had a very good game. Davies on the left, who then gave it to Coleman, and Coleman, decides to pass it to Müller. Müller sees the run that Lewandowski makes, passes it to Lewandowski. Lewandowski then crosses it, passes it. Well, yeah, he crosses, I guess, or passes. It really was more of a pass than a cross, but it doesn't matter. He crosses into the box, and Tolisso then just finishes it. Very reminiscent, actually, of the Kimmich goal, where the first shot is kind of all over the place. In this case, the first shot was off the crossbar, and then the second shot goes in, or second attempt goes in. In Kimmich's case, he was on the ground. In Tolisso's case, the ball came off the crossbar and then in. So it is what it is. I like seeing that. The second goal, a great cross from Davis, and then Müller, of course, heads it in, which was fantastic to see. I actually quite like this game. Like, and it seemed there was definitely a lack of quality in the second half. But just like for the first 45 minutes, you could see that, you know, we looked good. But then once like all the energy went, we just looked terrible. And Dortmund will feel hard done by. Honestly, I feel they could have won, perhaps should have won. But the second they took out Haaland, they didn't deserve anything. The second they took out Haaland, they didn't deserve anything. Now, it's great to see that, you know, the likes of Musiala, Zirkzee, and Richards are getting some game time. Obviously, did all three, or was it just Richards and Musiala? Well, all three of them have gotten game time already in this season. So it's, you know, the lack of necessity, I guess, because we don't have any other players. But it's good to see them getting some minutes, just showing you that, yeah, you know, even if we get some new players in, those three have a very good chance of playing. And for me, that is just very positive to see. And the spike is not... 1 second. It's so uncomfortable to sit in because I'm sitting backwards. Alright, there we go. So, it is one of those situations where it's like, yeah, it's good to see that they're getting some minutes. And at the end of the day, they do look good. All of them look good in what they're doing. All of them, you know, are able to come in. And while there is obviously a lack in quality because they're still young, they're still developing, it's still good to see that it doesn't look significantly worse or that much worse, you know, in the process. So that's very good to see. They're going to have to get time to integrate themselves into the squad. And as of right now, it's upwards, onwards, and as always, forwards, ladies and gentlemen. 5 titles, 5 trophies. Already, there's one left. Has there been a decision made? Because I know early on it was said that the Club World Cup wasn't to be done this year, but then later on I heard reports saying that the Club World Cup would be happening. So I don't actually know whether you know, we have the potential to win the sextuple, or whether it's going to be the quintuple forever. You know, with obviously having won the my back. Having won the Bundesliga, the DFB Pokal, the Champions League, and now the European Super Cup and the German Super Cup, the only thing left, of course, is the Club World Cup. So, one more trophy to go, ladies and gentlemen. Onwards, upwards, forwards, as I always say. That's my slogan. But until then, have a nice day. Peace out, everyone, and bye. Also, Lucas Hernandez played pretty well today, didn't he? Just saying. Just saying.